Zachariah Jackson, Basa News. We're out in the city of Newark, downtown Military Park. We're interviewing a young man. Let him introduce himself. Introduce yourself to the camera.
My name is Julius Jones, known as Gunner.
Bring your voice up.
My name is Julius Jones, known as Gunner.
Now, Julius, what is it that you actually do?
What I do, I volunteer, talk to youth programs, talk to a few colleges, talk to a few youth centers, high schools, just to make them aware, do game provision, to redirect the youth and create opportunities, and us having a voice because we don't have no voice, and most importantly, teach the young generation that everything is not about athletes and being an entertainer. Start using your mind, because in my opinion, they using that as us as a whole, and us as African young men and young ladies and men and women. That's the only thing we good for, is to entertain everybody. Nah, we more than just that.
Now, where did you get the name Gunner? You said known as Gunner.
I was given that name. I'm Fruitown Brims, 30s. People don't know that's not a gang. It's a brotherhood. But what people do as individuals within these different organizations, that's what make it as a gang, because it become criminal intensity.
The name of that is what?
Fruitown Brims, 30s. It's my neighborhood.
Where's your neighborhood?
Neighborhood back in West and South Central LA.
Well, that's on the Pacific side of the country. Yeah. How you get all the way over here on the Atlantic side?
It was brought over here, but at the end of the day, I really don't want to discuss that matter, if not right now. But I'd rather discuss whereas though when people hear that me being a young man, even though I'm 30, about to be 36 within less than 2 weeks, but when people hear June 12th, but when people hear that, oh, he's in a gang or he's gang banging, whatever, the first thing they think about, all right, he's criminal minded, or he want to do is, he just want to be violent. It's more to us as us being a part of this. Like, for a prime example, I'd rather talk about how you have all these different organizations, all these different youth programs, or people want to start these organizations, whereas though nobody's aiming at the top, is that if they want the youth to stop the violence, how everybody think that's going to stop? The only way the violence could stop or be minimized, whereas though the generation can start loving each other and loving themselves, is by re-educating them on who they are. A prime example that we don't know that Obama is not the first black president. The first black president is John Hanson. John Hanson is not only the first black president, he's the first president of the United States. So imagine.
What year was John Hanson president?
1781 to 1782. He
came after Washington?
No, he's before Washington. He gave George Washington his captain in the World War I. If people pay attention, that's why they don't make the $2 bill, because in the $2 bill,
you say he gave
George Washington,
captain.
Yeah,
made him captain.
In World War I.
No, he couldn't have made it World War I, bro.
How was that?
World War I was like 1918.
Well, not World War I, but like in the 1700s.
Revolutionary War.
Yeah, in the Revolutionary War. Okay. Like he made him that. George Washington is the first president under the Constitution. They came up with the Constitution to knock him out as the first president, because John Hanson is the one that created the seal, which is in the back of the dollar bill.
I've never heard of it. That don't mean it exists.
Yeah, like if anybody, they want to look into it, you could buy the book, What They Never Told You in History Class. This is what I mean, whereas though they not teaching us this. Now, if we are taught that, and if a young little boy, black boy, and a little black girl know this, you know what that would create in their mentality? You know what it would create in their mentality, that everything, we wasn't slaves that was brought over here. We was architects, we was lawyers, we was doctors, we was all these things that taught the people that call us inferior, which is the system, which is the Europeans.
So, with all that information, right, because I often say, when they say, people already refer to some men, they say we all are created equal.
Yes.
I often say, well, I don't need a constitution or a book to tell me we all created equal. When I see a human being, I know he don't fly. He can't stay underwater 20 minutes without, life preserved.
Yeah.
And I know that he's a human. So what I'm trying to figure out, how do we stop the violence today without going way back there? Because we got people that don't even know they great uncle. So I don't know whether we got people that are going to be sitting down going all the way back to John Hanson.
Yes, but you have to know what you come from to know where you're going at. If you don't know who you is as a young man, as a young woman, as a man, as a woman, you don't know where you headed at. You still gonna have that slave mentality because you don't know your nationality. We the only nationality as a people, which is though people say black, but black is just a color. Our nationality is African, but when you say that, people were saying that you're not from Africa. Nah, we know. We are born here, but we was taken from where our nationality was created. We are first civilization, right?
I understand that we did. That's our ancestral, yes. But we made, but sometimes when you go back like that, you kind of overlook all the hero and the heroes that we created here to live here.
It's not
How
over.
is it that some people, right? How is it that some people, right, regardless of not knowing all this history, they're not out here gangbanging, they're not out here hurting themselves, hurting other people, and some is.
Because
some are. So I'm trying to figure out here, this right here, because everybody's not going to be a historian. Yeah, that's one thing we have to realize this right here. Because that we've been kind of trampled over by the dominant culture, the dominant society, if you will. But everybody is not going to be a historian. Some historian. Some people just want to live on a day by day, get by. So what I'm trying to figure out here is this. How do we today, right, you being like a professor knowing all this history, of course all the students are not going to know it, and all the students and not all the people are not going to be your students. So we have to understand that we are just as diverse in our mindset as anybody else. That it's not going to be. We've been striking for a long time, my friend, for all of us to be brothers. I've been on a bus one time, a few times, and I see maybe a sister, and I would think that she want me to sit next to her because it's just me and her that look like each other on the bus. But she give me such a look that I sit by somebody else. But, so how do we, look, I want to keep it real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
The idea, keep it real.
Yeah.
The real deal is we all are not going to be, you would think with all that we've been through, that every time we've seen each other, we would greet each other. Wouldn't you think that? That every time you see, we would grab each other's hand, we would hold each other and walk down the street, but you know good and well that that's not a reality that's true. I'm talking Basa News, we deal with reality. Now, we done been around that circle looking for that. We look for that great brotherhood. You understand? That great brother.
And I'm about to break down reality. Reality is this: the reason why we can't love one another and greet one another and sit by each other and look at us and discuss, because the way of thinking comes from school systems, because we are taught self-hate. So if we taught self-hate, and if we not taught what we were destined to be and what we was created and what we taught the world, of course we not gonna hate you. We're gonna hate each other. Of course I'm not gonna like you. It's gonna be easy for me to harm another black man because I don't love myself. If I'm taught in school that I'm not nothing,
unless he can fight you.
Exactly.
We harm all those that we can.
But again,
even a crazy man,
but
he's crazy, and he attacks somebody, they say he's crazy, right? But if he's crazy, he shouldn't have no judgment. That bus coming down the street, he should jump out there and fight.
You asked me a question, right? So I'm breaking it down to you. Again, if I'm taught self-hate, if I'm taught I'm nothing, it's not nothing for me to kill or harm another brother. Period. That's reality.
But the reality is this right here is this. When we look at any community, right? Any community, whether it's South Central LA, New Jersey 30 years ago, Camden 10 years ago, or whatever, where, you know, an average person driving in would think that there's nothing but a bunch of downtrodden in there. That if their car would break down, they should lock the window, right, and call the police as soon as they can. Why? Because somebody's there to harm them. But in those communities, right, in those nucleus of communities, you will find, right, you will find, in those communities, right, you will find that people are not, you still gonna find good people in those communities. So how is it that some people are good and some people are not, is what we're trying to say.
Circumstances, poverty, families on drugs, people not having jobs. If that need is not met, people gonna do what it's gonna take for them to match that need.
I hear what you're saying, but some people in the community came through the same thing.
Yeah,
and they're not harming one another.
And again, so, everybody don't have them same circumstances, whereas though they got somebody genuine to help them, to direct them in the right path. If you got a single mother working, busting her ass 2 or 3 times, you know what I mean, at jobs, and the kids are just there feeding themselves, and mama not around, they don't got no man. It takes a man to hold a little boy hand to guide him to a young man to be a man. So the average kid is fatherless. That's first and foremost. A woman could teach a little boy, you know what I mean, to have to respect a woman, but it takes a man to educate a man. So if you got all these so-called real niggas, and
use that word. See, now here's the thing here too. You are not allowed to use that word either.
I'm not saying I'm a nigga, but what I'm saying, that's the quote. That's what everybody. That's why I say this. That's the quote. All right. Well, you got every person saying they are real dude.
Because people, and I stop civil rights leaders all the time. Because people don't do what we think they are doing, there's no such thing as another, and there ain't no such thing as white pride. It's just poor people. Now, misguided is what it is. On Basa News, we kick down the nigga. Yeah. We don't believe it in no fashion, even when people don't agree along with it. Now, tell me now some of the things that can be done to prevent a young man today from getting wrapped up in the game. Okay. What can be done?
Like I said earlier, education. You gotta teach him who he is. That's the only way. That's the only way, because education, that's what
when you say education, are you talking about education as far as in the college, in the school system?
In the school system. We are being lied to generation after generation that we are nothing, that we ain't create nothing, that we are
but
nothing.
It's not said it's not said directly, indirectly.
Exactly, but when you get older and when you start teaching and educating yourself, and you start going places and meeting people, especially meeting professors and stuff like that, like me personally, I taught myself. It took me then to do 11 years to know who I was.
Because
yes, I had my sister send me the books, and that's sad.
Right.
So now I'm still struggling to fight daily. What my mentality is forced on slanging and banging, into still go to walk the right path.
Yeah.
Whereas though,
because like now, if you see videos and you see, here's a lot of things too. You will see a video where people are gunslinging, right? But they're on a video and they ain't making money, or they act like they're gunslingers, right? But then you can't copy them, right? Because why? Because they, you understand, they're getting paid to do that video.
Yeah, but me personally, it wasn't about what I saw on TV. My reality was about me hearing my mama break down that night to her mother that she tired of being backed down on rent, and she wanted to get me and my brother name brand clothes. I had the mentality going at the age of 10 to say enough is enough, and I'm gonna go out here and do what I do.
Let me ask you
this
right here.
Difference.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you this right here, and I'm not trying to refute what you said.
Mm-hmm.
But you said something very important.
Mm-hmm.
You said that your mother, right, argued with her mother.
She ain't arguing. She was breaking down her mother,
that she couldn't get y'all name brand clothes.
Not this name brand. It was about rent always being backed up. Lights would be cut off from time to time.
Okay.
It would be a little bit of food on the refrigerator.
Sure.
We didn't complain, but I wanted to help my mama.
Okay.
That was the difference between me and the average person today. The average person today, mostly women, even though it's fatherless, but mostly women, they getting their kids all the up-to-date name brands.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Phones.
Right.
We didn't come up, especially you ain't come up like we ain't no cell phone, and then I didn't have no cell phone. So like the average young kid today, they don't have an excuse. Right. Mama not struggling.
That's right.
And she's single, she's not struggling.
That's right. That's right.
In my time, it wasn't a trend. It wasn't a fashion.
Right.
Like we came out here it was about survival.
That's right.
It was about get what you can get and get out. That if you even make out.
That's right.
Today in society, whereas though you have the industry, you have the entertainment, most important, you have social media. They are promoting BS.
You know, I'm glad you said that. Now, you know that sitcom with Terrence Howard. What's the sitcom? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
He's an actor. What is that sitcom? With TVZION on it. Some record producing sitcom. You know that sitcom?
No, honestly, I don't really watch TV like that.
You ever heard of Power?
I heard of Power.
Okay. You know Power? Have you seen Power?
Yeah, I've seen it a few times.
Okay. Would a sitcom like that, what do you think about Power on a young mind?
It's entertainment, but honestly, I don't respect it because what it's doing. But most of all, the main sitcom that I disagree with totally is VH1 because it showed these young ladies how to degrade themselves each and every day.
But what about Power?
Power in a sense, but VH1 been doing it longer than Power. So we gotta dig even deeper. VH1 been doing this for over a decade.
One of my goddaughter told me about this Power. So I looked at Power. I wanted to see this thing called Power.
But Power's not to cut you off, Power's no different than what they're doing in the movies. But what I don't like about with the movies is that they glorify gangbanging. Like,
but okay, you don't think that Power glorifies gangbanging?
No, because it's people's not gangbanging. This people this is going on every day. This is going on every day. What I mean glorifying, whereas though, all right, it's cool to be in the gang. You want to know why it's glorified? Because you have so many companies now. It's making money off people dying. Look at the industry. Every time you turn around, somebody is supposed to be in a gang, but instead of telling their pain, they can't tell their pain because there's no experience. Because a person that was really involved, that was pushing that line, they would tell you their pain, whereas though, damn, to get you to think, whereas though, I don't want to do that.
Okay, well, what should I call you? Should I call you Gun?
Now you can call me Julius.
Julius. Okay. Which is a better choice for you. Julius, how do you help me?
How do I?
That's what this interview really is about.
The main thing, you can't tell nobody what to do. Because at the end of the day, every individual has their own mentality, their own mind. They could agree with you all day. Instead, after that agreement, as soon as you turn around, they could turn around and do the opposite of what you say.
Sure.
The main thing is to get them to think and to spark them, to want them to do better. And a lot of times, I do that with my younger homies, my homies that's my generation, homies all over where I go at.
When you go out to speak, what colleges at to speak?
I spoke at Rutgers University, criminal justice class. I opened their mentality to where as though at a lot of times there's no choice, we are forced. Because we were so young, whereas though we made a decision, not thinking about our future, whereas though once we get older, we're not knowing that this is gonna mess us up for the rest of our life.
Let me ask you a question, Julius. Going back to your childhood, let's say around 10 years old. 10 years old person is in what grade?
From fifth, fourth, fifth.
Your friends, you have friends?
Yes. Not many, but I have friends.
Okay. Did all your friends do what you did?
Eventually, yes.
There was none among you that didn't get caught up in the system?
Anyone I dealt with, like on a personal
You
level,
didn't know none of your friends, and you didn't have a friend there. Out of, let's say you take 5 friends. Out of those friends, all of them got caught up in the system too.
all of them. Most of them dead. Or they in prison, 30 years, life plus 60, 50 years, 66. I right to this day. Just the other day, before I started my shift, he got a life plus 60. Still hold his head high. That's why this is why I do it for. And the brothers that I speak of, or down the line we continue doing this and interacting, I can show you pictures, I can show you the letters where as though they want the younger homegirls to do something better, because we know that jail ain't nothing gangster about doing prison time. Nothing. I watched my 2 youngest grew up from newborns until most of their life. When I was in jail. My oldest, I went away when she was 5. I came out when she was going on 16. Right now, she's 20.
What is your relationship?
It's beautiful, but the twisted part is that me personally, as a man, I never wanted to be a man to watch my kids go through prison, and most importantly, I didn't want to be a father while I was in prison.
Sure.
Because even though I was locked up, they didn't choose to be here. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no such thing, no part-time, sometime, or you was there because, nah, you know what I'm saying? So it's somewhat, I look at it like that was selfish of me. You know?
Have you made amends?
Yes, I make amends. I make amends now because what I'm doing now, it's not even about me. It's about this generation, letting them know that this shit that everybody perpetrating is saying, it's all about love and all that. It's bullshit.
So with all that you know that is deal, right? If this was a maze, and we needed a few fellas to walk through that maze and get to the goal, to save the whole community, what philosophy or what thought, what would you tell them to get through that maze where they won't get caught up in trap? What can they do? Because we have minds. That's what separates us from the animal, is that we do have a mind. In your mind, with all the traps that sit around, all the booby traps that are set out there to catch a young black man, all the booby traps. Tell me this right here. What would you do? What would you tell them? How they can get through without getting those traps?
Have a passion, not just a goal, but passion. Have a value, because your value, you want to have a value for a goal. Because if you don't have a value for a goal, then you're going to end up like me, or in that box for the rest of your life, or in prison, because you don't have no plan. And if you don't have no plan, you fail the plan. So you want to have a value, where though you turn that to a goal, because with that goal, you have passion for that goal, where though you value it. If you value something, there's no limitations how far you can go. Like, this is my passion. My passion is to redirect and give back. And I had to learn that doing hard time in prison. 5 years, 23 and 1. Half the majority of the 5 years, 23 and 1, I spent 24/7 locked down, going constantly locked up, gang wars.
When you say 5 years, 23 and 1, what do you mean?
You locked down 24/7. You locked in one 6x10 cell.
No exercise,
no exercise or nothing, because by the time you get out for that hour, it's gang wars going to happen. Gang wars that happen 4 times a day, and that was the least in prison. I went from state penitentiaries, Northern State, Broadway, Yardsville, to federal penitentiary.
You get 11 years.
Yeah, close to 11 years. And in the system, people, when they say a second chance, that is bullshit. I say it's bullshit because you have to have a certain amount of time. Excuse me. You have to have a certain amount of time just to pick up a trade. Why is that? We in prison. If you want us to retrain our thinking and come out here and do something positive and have skills under our belt, why I have to have 25 years and better to get some type of trade, some carpentry or plumbing and stuff like that? By the time I get out, I can't use that no more. So I had, even though I had 11 years, I had to have an extra 14 years to get a construction trade under my belt. Plumbing and electricity.
So you didn't get that?
I couldn't get it. Because they wouldn't allow us. Then they banned, in the state system, they banned most books that train your mind to educate you to do better for yourself, so to come back in society.
So what kind of books did you use?
Kind of
Football.
Sports Illustrator, anything with music, drama, hood novels. It's nothing to really educate your mind. Like this is what I mean again. If you control the mentality, you control the movements. And this is why it's constantly a genocide amongst us, because we are the average young lady, the average young brothers being trained. If you don't have someone that's really genuine and really care about your future and direct you there, he's destined to fail. And this is a person like me coming where as though I can help to get the youth to think. Like, nah, if we more than just the average person being on the street corner.
But again, you made a choice. Like you say, your sister was sending you books, right? And something in you made you search deep down within your soul to find out who you were, that you wasn't a gang banger.
And that came, and you know what? And this is the head cracker. I'm proud to say, my own homeboy from my hood pushed the book to me to let me open my eyes and my mentality to see I was more than just an average N-word. To get that self-hatred.
He wanted to get you out of that chain.
Exactly. And the book, like I named it earlier, what they never told you in history class. And when I seen the actually Statue of Liberty was an African woman, the first actually president in the United States was a Moor, an African man, man, I couldn't stop putting books down from there.
It gave you strength. It gave you strength.
Exactly. It made me start loving myself more. It took me into 2012 to actually really look at myself in the mirror. Before 2012, April 2012, I hated looking at myself, so I never looked at myself.
All that time?
All that time.
How old were you in 2012?
2012, I'll be 36, so it took me 32 years to look myself in the mirror, to actually say, I love myself.
So I'm going to step here. All right, you're 32 years old. You said it took you to 2012 to look at yourself and say, hey, I love and like who I am, right? When your girl or wife had the baby.
Pardon me, I wasn't even 32. It's 2000 that was 6 years ago. So I was 30.
30.
I was 30.
But you had babies before.
Yes. I had 3 daughters.
Okay. So then, if you didn't like yourself, what did you like about them? Where they come from?
My first daughter, she taught me love. Like, anybody that know me or they know her, like, she taught me love. But I still got that safe hate. For anything, it just made me more to make sure I came home to her at night. And all I did was create more violence. That's it. Because I can't, like, this is what I would like for everybody to have an understanding to overstand. Just because you have kids, you still need something outside of that to really as though you have passion about it, where as though, man, this is what I love doing. Yes, I love my kids, but what makes me even more happy and grateful what I'm doing is giving back. Because that's just my passion. Now, if I wasn't doing this, sooner or later, I venture off to go back to doing what I'm doing. Why? Because before I started doing volunteer work, in January, beginning of this year, I slipped up a few times and went on missions to retaliate on a homeboy I lost. Why? Because I'm not one of them people just sit around and just hear something happen to my homeboy without you receiving no company. Sure. And it's messed up to say that, but that's my reality. And this is what I mean. That's self-hatred. That self-hatred will blind you, whereas though I don't see you as another brother. I see you as I see you as my rival because you did something to my homie. So being that my homeboy mother is crying, 2 or 3 of y'all mothers gotta cry. So it's not bringing them back, but I feel comfortable that you got plenty of company up there, and that's just reality. And this is what I mean. Whereas though your entertainers don't.
So you understand when I say that to think that we ever gonna build a world where we all gonna walk together, holding hands and liking each other, is a fantasy.
Exactly.
So then, if that's a fantasy, okay. So then, how do we, with all, okay, here's the stats. Let's say we're going to war with people over there. We know it's just me and you. We got this table, that chair, this chair. That bicycle, you take it apart, use the weapon, right? Okay, pedal, you take a pedal, I take a pedal. We know what we got. We don't know what they got. Or we got an estimate of what they got. Okay. So then we know how to use what we got to get where we're going, right? Now my question to you is that we know these things. With all the knowledge and all your time and the things that you do, we know these things. How do we steer the next group of kids around all of this drama?
And that's what I mean about the education.
If the education is, oh wait, let me stop you here, Julius. Julius. We know that education is not coming from Morton Street School.
I'm not talking about the schools. Right.
So you talking about self-education.
Self-education, right. Whereas though these parents start educating themselves, just like they educate themselves about upgrades, iPhones, about right. Jordans, what's the next turn-up clubs.
That's right.
They can put all that energy into self-educating ways, or to self-educate your kids. Because if you claim you love your kids, stop lying to your kids. I don't agree with parents have the opportunity to put in the kids' mentality like you didn't bust your behind, you're 9 to 5, sweating tears on somebody else's idea.
But you can't do it.
But you can't do it yourself.
Right.
Then at the same time, you letting I'm not racist, but a white man such as Santa Claus take the credit for him taking that joy from your kids, which you bust your behind for, to pass it on to him. So that when they get older and realize that this is a myth. This is what I mean. Like we don't love ourselves.
So in other words, what you're saying, Julius, all that we've been through from the time we land on these shores,
yes, we
should be required within our own household, yes, within our own community to yes, do a journey of self-education.
Exactly, like
now,
these sinners.
Right. Well, like there's a store down the street, about 4 blocks down, called it's a black bookstore.
Like we got Kindle Amazon. You could download that. You could these books is cheap, $3.99, $5.99. These books I'm naming like 1,001 things what everyone should know about African history. It breaks down everything that we created, and 98% of North America, us African men and women, we created everything first. They just stole it because they killed and lynched and raped our women and men. So to this day, we still got the Willie Lynch syndrome.
Okay, so we need to do a journey of self-education.
Yes.
I think that right there is the best words I heard this year. If someone wanted to reach you, how would they reach you?
You can reach me on my Facebook, walk-ups, Instagram, gladiatorzfinest. That's the best way for now, because I'm literally beating certain people because of the simple fact, today's world, everybody like working with the system. What I mean working with the system is lining you up back to do more time. Because like, I'd rather stand for something than fall for anything. So if a person try to line me up to do more time because I want to educate us as a people, forget every nationality for now. They knew who they are. They winning. We the only nationality in North America that's not winning. So that's what I'm for.
That's another story that we would talk about that in a later date.
Yes.
because I beg to differ on that. But we'll talk about the next show. We'll talk about, are we winning? I think we are. I think we're doing real good. That's what I think. But I mean,
I got some things for that too.
We'll talk about that another time. Julius. Right now, we're going to stick with educating and what you're saying, power and self-education.
Yes.
So for Christmas and Kwanzaa, instead of buying toys for our kids, we can buy little toys, but we need to buy books. We need to buy books and books on our own history.
Yes.
To give us some strength.
Yes.
I understand that part.
Because Kwanzaa is about us, it's for us, it's by us, and it's about giving instead of receiving. Like every time I'm around my daughters, I teach them about giving to less than fortune. Just like last night, where I work at, they was about to throw away all types of gumbo and mashed potatoes and stuff like that. Like, nah, let me get that. I put it in the pantry. I walked out. The first 3 or 4 homeless people I seen, I gave it to them. That's what I do. I'm not looking for an applause or whatever. I do this from the heart. I've been doing this.
So again, is there a number they can reach you at? Telephone number.
You can reach me at 443-766-5929. If it's about any nonsense about gangs and all of that, like, I'm not for that. Like, that don't impress me. What impress me is, like, let's start our own brand. Let's start these businesses. Let's start circling our own money in our own community instead of supporting everybody else. If it ain't about that, or try to help felons get jobs and, how to get them to start training for different skills, then don't contact me. Again, 443-766-5929. My name is Julius Jones, better known as Gunner. Peace.
Zachariah Jackson Basa. It's always good to reach out and talk to people, find out what's on your mind. As I talk to you, after we got to the cloud of understanding, I understand exactly what you're saying. We basically saying that we need to go on this journey of self-educating ourselves. Spend some time. Go to the bookstore. There's a bookstore in Newark, New Jersey, on William and Washington Street. Right now, for whatever reason, my mind is clouded and I don't remember the name of the bookstore. But I know the people there. They sell good books. Take your kids, walk to the bookstore. Oh, Source of Knowledge is the name of the bookstore. Source of Knowledge, right there on William and Broad Street. Go there and walk through, and you'll see, oh my God, so much. From ancient Africa to Egyptology to civil rights movement to everything you want is at that store. And then they have the drama books too. The drama books that you like, some people like. So go down there, take your kids, let them feel themselves and touch themselves and read. Again, Zachariah Jackson, Basa News. Good night.